Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing another battle video for Rebel Clash. Today I was able to battle a Turbo Bolton V deck that I've been working on for a bit now. By the time this comes out, the profile for that should be in the description, so definitely check it out if you're interested. And this is going to be going up against a Rillaboom, VMAX, Rao Eggs, like a Alolan Executor type deck with super growth, all that stuff. So definitely an interesting matchup because of its GX attack, which you'll see. But yeah, shout out to Kenny Packala, I think is how you pronounce your last name. Apologies if I'm butchering it. Yeah, Kenny from Nightwatch Gaming. I reached out to him to see if he wanted to do, a battle video or two with me. And I really appreciate his time on this. He actually, so in the video, his camera angle gets a little wonky at times. It sort of slips and falls. He had a tripod that actually broke the night before we were going to film this. And obviously, with all of the lockdown and everything, it's not exactly easy to just go get another tripod. So, but I looked through the footage. I think it's fine. You can tell what's going on. And that's why I'm actually going to narrate over this one rather than just let the commentary because, like the setup was a little bit, more difficult this time. So I'll make sure that you understand what he's doing, what's going on my end, etc. But thanks again to Kenny for taking the time and doing these battles with me. It was really good. And hopefully, we can do some more stuff in the future. But yeah, if you want to check out his channel, Nightwatch Gaming, the link is going to be in the description. Check them out if you're interested. They're a competitive Pokemon team as well. And yeah, without further ado, we can just jump into the battle. All right, so it looks like I am choosing to go second here. So going second here, the reason being is this Bolton V. I really prefer it going second because of the Zeraora. If you can get the GX attack off with enough energy in the discard early game, then you can power everything up. That's why you kind of want to go second. That's my opinion on the deck. I think in most decks that's probably ideal, and obviously that's not great for him because he can't super growth turn one. So he's played a netball, grabbed another Rowlet and Alolan Executor tag team, has a Grookey on the bench. But yeah, like his deck, they want a super growth turn one, and he can't really do that. So yeah. So it looks like he's just passing it back over to me. I have an awkward start here with my one of Choo Choo. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the weirdest starts that I have had. As you can tell, my hand is not amazing. I can quick ball, grab something. I think I probably grab a Bolton here just because I'm like, I might grab a Dedenne too, who knows? But, my reasoning is I have a research in hand. I can use it technically. But obviously, it's an awkward hand, and eventually I want to find a Zeraora so I can retreat this Choo Choo out of the active. Yeah, but I think that's my reasoning here is just like, trying to make sure that I can get a Bolton on turn, turn one for me. Probably going to go for its first attack, which allows you to accelerate two lightning energy from your deck to your bench Pokemon. So had a switch in hand, that's always good. I'm looking at this hand and it's like, well, I might as well play the E-Power just in case, but I'm not going to be able to do anything. And then I research this hand away. Kind of awkward here. But as you can see, the rest of this hand it's still really strange, right? Like I'm looking for energy. I'm looking for Pokemon. I'm looking for anything, right? But the good news is I can Acrobike, see a couple cards. Okay, that's another energy into the discard, which is not bad. Acrobike again. And there we go. Got a Dedenne. No need to grab the Acrobike. But I'm debating. When I'm talking here, I'm listening to this and I'm like, did I shuffle this deck? What is happening? I think we put the Coco down. And unfortunately, I think we have to ditch another E-Power on this turn, which is not ideal. And two Super Scoop Ups. Ugh. Those are there to get the Dedennes off of the bench in the late game, but not bad here. I found some Speed Lightning energies. So as you can already tell, going second terrible hand. Only 2 energy in the discard thus far. Granted, I do have Tapu Koko out, so it's not terrible, but yeah, as you can tell, I've already gone through like 20 cards in my deck with this. So a lot of turbo in this turbo build. Putting another Bolton V down. This is quite a turn 1, going second with the starting hand that was really rough, to be honest. Yep. My whole thinking here is that I don't know how long the Thunder Mountain is going to actually stay in play, so I'll just attach it to the active, draw the 2, see what we get. Getting a Voltorb here. It's interesting because if I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get off the Zeraora, and I'm going to be able to make space on the bench with the Tapu Koko, accelerating an energy to both the Choo Choo and the Bolton V on the bench. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. So maybe that gives me some space to put down the Voltorb, but maybe I just hold it. I think that's the question that I have right now, right? Is like, do I put the Voltorb down? Because if I do, and then I bench it to Dene on the next turn, that won't be great. So yeah, I'm explaining to him right now on the camera like why the Choo Choo, and the idea is that 260 HP is usually pretty good. Everything else in this deck has 200 or less HP, which is not ideal. So, and then the paralysis, if it goes from the bench to the active, which is usually pretty easy with Zeraora. So yeah, decide to put the Voltorb down here, and then just power up some energy with its first attack. Probably 1 onto the Choo Choo, 1 onto the Bolton is my guess. Spread the energy out, you know? So yeah, the first attack lets me put 2 energy from my deck to my bench Pokemon in any way that I like, which is pretty good. It's a good attack, you know, not an ideal turn 1, honestly, for this deck. You really want to get Zeraora GX out, but even after that, 5 lightning energy on board after turn 1, which is, you know, essentially you're doing 160 damage now on the next turn. And if you attach 1 more to 6 lightning energy, that's 190. So that's not bad. So as I suspected, Thunder Mountain gets bumped with the Turffield Stadium here from Kenny. Attaches a weakness guard because why not? And then he chooses to use Super Growth. Yeah, and that's the end of his turn. So another very slow turn for Kenny there. But obviously he needs to get that Rillaboom powered up. That is critical to his game plan. So I drew for turn. I think I have my last Super Scoop up. I'm going to attach a Speed Energy, see what we get. There we go. That's the Zeraora. But I also got a Boss's Order here, which is interesting because I could try to take out that Rillaboom. All right. Trying to scoop up, and that is a 2, so we hit the scoop up, get that Dedenne back, so we've made some more room on our bench, which is always good, so we can throw another Dedenne down. The question is, do I even need the Dedenne here, right? Like, I have the Boss's Order, I can bring up the Rillaboom and knock that out. Yeah, I'm saying here on the video that the Rillaboom is looking very juicy on the bench with my Boss's Order in hand, so yep. Bringing up the Rillaboom. And right now I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing 190 damage, which is enough to knock out a Rillaboom, which I believe only has 170 HP. Yeah, my point here is like I don't think I need to really speed through this anymore. No need to put Dedennes on the bench. Which Dedenne is, I don't think they usually can knock Dedenne out even, because they only hit 150, but no need to just give them easy targets or to fill up my bench unnecessarily. So take my single prize there and sort of force him into this awkward moment of like, well, now I don't have anything to power up on this turn, which was the whole point of the Super Growth on the last turn, right? Another weakness guard energy. Does he have another Pokemon to put down? And I think he's just gonna use that first attack to look through his deck, but yeah, I don't think he has anything here, which is really rough. That is a really tough start. So you can sort of see right off the top, people were saying, you know, the Rillaboom decks are not going to be great because of Boss's Orders. And here you can see it, a perfect example of you use your turn just to get the Rillaboom up. I knock it out before you can accelerate any energy with it. That's really tough. That's really tough. So a lot of validity, I think, to the idea that boss's orders could make Rillaboom. Not really valid. So we're going to use a Volkner here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energy on board. So I'm hitting 220 right now, which would mean that 2 E-Powers is all I need to knock out this Roweggs. Rowlet and a Load Executor. So I think I'm grabbing an energy, and I don't know what else I grab here. I would imagine that I think I might have an E-Power in hand, but I know I've definitely gotten rid of 2 already. So I only have 2 left total. But maybe you just go for it here, go for the knockout, take 3 prizes, and sort of put them into this awkward checkmate position. So as you can tell, I haven't had to use Electrode in this match. I haven't had to use Zero Aura. Granted, he's had a very, very slow turn. Usually what his deck wants to do is get off their GX attack with 6 energy on board. And what that does is that actually shuffles all of my energy back into my deck and does 200 damage, which is perfect for knocking out a Boltund. So that's definitely a challenging attack, and I think you'll see that attack come into play in game 2. In many ways, that is how this deck that I'm playing against is particularly well suited as a counter to the Boltund deck, because I only have so many tools in my toolkit, so to speak, to get a bunch of energy on board. And if you can shuffle them all back in at the right time, that can set me back a few turns. But I take the 3 prizes here. We're down to 2 prizes. He's just going to boss his order up a Voltorb, because why not, I suppose. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has nothing. He has just nothing going in this game, which is rough. So I have 7. I need to get 9 energy on board, so I got to find 2 more energy in the discard. Now, it's hard to see my hand from this angle, but yeah, I'm counting the energy now, going 7. I just need 2 more. So I think I can get 2 energy into the discard, and I think in this turn I can go grab the Electromagnetic Radar. I can use the E-Radar to grab me the Electrode. I can blow the Electrode up. Doesn't matter if I give him 2 prizes. And when I blow that Electrode up, that will allow me to attach energy to my benched Boltund Vs. You can attach energy with an Electro GX's ability when you blow it up to non-GX Pokemon. So I can attach them to the Vs, which is, you've probably seen similar things with the Lapras VMAX deck, but I think it's really well suited for late game comebacks in this deck. I don't think I need like 2 Electrodes in the deck, because it's not necessary in a lot of games, I don't think, but it's a great closer where you're like, I just need that last little bit of energy on board. And also it gets me out of the active position. Not that I needed it. I mean, I have Zero Aura, I can just attach 1 and retreat, but yep, let's attach a few more energy from the discard. And we're gonna blow him up for, what is this? 310 damage. And I'm reset stamping him just for fun down to 4. Brutal. Yeah, so you can see, like, I was able to do 280, I think, damage the turn before, and then 310 damage after that, all while still getting rid of 2 Electro Powers. So as you can see, this deck has huge Oko potential. I think this is probably one of the few decks coming out that's new that actually has the ability to one-hit KO certain VMAXs. Now, it's definitely a stretch, don't get me wrong, but between E-Power, Zero Auras, it just depends on how long, like what VMAX are you up against, how hard can they hit, can they take a knockout on you, take some energy off the board, and if they can't, if they need an extra turn to set up, that just gives you more time to put more energy on board and find your E-Powers. So that was game 1. As you can tell, his camera was starting to slide there. So I think in a second, I just sort of mentioned like, hey, can you try to adjust the camera? But then we're going to watch the second game here, and he does not brick nearly as hard in the second game. That was a really rough game 1 for him. So we are getting set up here for game 2. I believe that I am going first on this one. As you can see, another stupidly bad starter in Eldegoss, another one of that I'm starting. And I actually make a mistake at the beginning of this one. We decided to play through it, but just so you know, if you can see, my hand is absolute garbage, especially going first. I've got nothing in hand. But I'm looking at this going, oh, well, I can attach Speed Lightning Energy and draw 2 extra cards, right? Because I need to. The problem with Speed Lightning is that you can only draw 2 extra cards when it's attached to a lightning Pokemon. This is a mistake I make. So I'm able to get a Dedenne and actually do stuff with this hand. In reality, I should not have been able to do that, so apologies. But, you know, we keep playing so that you can see the deck a little bit. This is an extraordinarily unusual starting hand, though. I can tell you that. Honestly, both games have been very strange starting hands. But, you know, these things happen. This is why you play. You learn these things. But yeah, Speed Lightning only gets the extra effect on a lightning Pokemon. It still is a lightning energy on any Pokemon, but it only gets the effect on the lightning. So, but we're just going to keep playing. I think I mentioned it later on to him. He mentions the Speed Lightning, and I'm like, oh yeah, it only works on lightning Pokemon, but we decided to just keep running it for the purpose of just, you know, a testing video like this. But yeah, I just pass it over here. I don't have any other Pokemon. Things are bad. I did get the Thunder Mountain down, which fine, I guess. I couldn't Dedenne it away, so like you wouldn't want to do that. But he has got 2 Grookey's down. He's going second. He can Super Growth. He's discarding the Rillaboom VMAX here. Which, you know, I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know what is in his hand, but it definitely seems like... I don't know how many Rillaboom VMAXs he has. We really don't see the VMAX of the Rillaboom. And he's getting another Alolan Executor out. I think his rationale here is probably that I might be able to blow up the first one. So he wants to be able to power one up on the bench, get 6 energy on it, shuffle all my energy back in. So he's basically, that's his strategy early game, is getting that GX attack off, shuffling all my energy back in, and then closing it out with a Rillaboom VMAX. So he's going to Super Growth here into a Rillaboom. So he was able to get attachment, Super Growth, all turn 1, backup, Rowlet and Alolan Executor. I find a Zeraora finally, so I could retreat. But I'm going to Super Scoop Up. We hit it there. So we're doing pretty well on the Super Scoop Ups this couple of games. But I think I have to commit here to just not Electro GXing. It's been such a slow start, and you hate to do it, but we're going to try to scoop up this Eldegoss, but we did not get it. The good news is Eldegoss's first attack does 50 damage, and it shuffles itself and all cards attached to it back into the deck, which is not terrible, right? Like, I hate to take energy off the board like that, but it does get this Pokemon back into my deck so I can use it later, find boss's orders later. So I think at this point, I'm just going to Dedenne this hand away again, knowing that I'm probably going to shuffle the Eldegoss back in. And let's see what we get here. We did rip a Bolton finally. We got the Tapu Koko, so we can start getting some energy on board that way. We might go grab another Bolton with this Quick Ball. How many energy? I've got, what, 3 energy total in the discard, so I might try to put it on the Zeraora, but my gut, and this is what you usually want to do if you go second, you want to get the Zeraora GX full voltage GX off. That lets you attach up to 5 basic energy from your discard to your Pokemon in any way you like. Obviously, it's a great way to power up Pokemon. Typically, I don't like to use that GX attack for less than 4 energy that you're getting. You don't have to wait till all 5, but yeah, 4 energy or more. Otherwise, you might as well just use Bolton's first attack to accelerate 2, right? 3 energy or less, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other, right? You're splitting hairs that way over like 1 energy. Why use your 1 GX attack for the whole game? Unless you know that the math is going to make sense on the next turn, but usually I wouldn't do that. So I'm grabbing another Dedenne, I think, for the next turn. I think I was looking at my hand going, this hand is totally dead after this turn. Let's see if we see the hand here. Yeah, we got Bolton, E-Power. Yeah, no, this is a trash hand. So I can see why I grabbed the Dedenne for the next turn. Yep, I'm debating here. He's adjusting the camera so that we can make sure that we see as much as we can, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit him for 50. We're talking about what Eldegoss actually does, whether it comes back to the hand or if it goes into the deck, and I'm reading it. I'm reading the lightning energy thing right now too, so that's what we're all debating while he's fixing his camera. Yeah. That's what we're discussing. The speed lightning energy at this point. So I think we decided to just keep playing it. I don't know why I don't put that Bolton down. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of space. I think I'm debating whether or not I want to go in with Bolton and accelerate energy that way, or if I want to go in and just hit for 50. I do think hitting for 50 is probably the right thing here. It opens up a bench space. It puts a little bit of damage onto this this Pokemon here. And I know that my energy's probably getting shuffled back in, so hitting it for 50, putting it into an awkward spot, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. I'm doing 50 damage, shuffling this Eldegoss back into the deck. So this is me looking it up to just make sure that it is something that shuffles it back into the deck now. But because we didn't know if it went back to hand. These turns on Bolton V just take so long, just because like you're able to do so much because it's such a turbo deck. Yeah, here's me reading the. I love how you get to see my phone screen and everything. Yeah. All right. I think after this, the pace of the play picks up a little bit, just because. Yeah, now we know what all the things do. So I'm shuffling this all back in. It's kind of nice to get another speed lightning energy back in the deck, knowing that I have lightning Pokemon to attach them to. And I think here, I'm debating who I send up. It doesn't really matter. Who am I more happy getting knocked out? But I don't think anything's getting knocked out. So he bumps my Thunder Mountain here with his Turffield Stadium. That's what he just put down. So in a second, I'll remember to take that Thunder Mountain off. But just know that you can sort of see it there, his Turffield Stadium. It's kind of hard for me to see it on Discord. So, but that is what is active. He's accelerating more energy onto this. He is super growthing onto the other Grookey. So he has got 2 Rillabooms down, which is absolutely brutal. I would love to be able to start bosses ordering up those Rillabooms, but I'm also looking at this going, okay, well, I just need 2 knockouts, right? I just need to knock out this this first Pokemon in the active, and then I need to knock out another one. So that's probably a better game plan than trying to get his Rillabooms down, in my guess. So just got to make sure I remember to get rid of that Thunder Mountain. I think I do that in a second here. Not that it necessarily matters. I have enough energy now on the Bolton. I have 2 energy on the Bolton, so it doesn't really matter. And Zeraora, I'm never going to use its first attack in this match. I know that. So I'm debating whether or not I Volkner here. Or if I just Dedenne, because if I Dedenne, I'm wasting Electro Power. So I've got 1, 2, 3 energy on board. It's only doing 100 damage. And I'm debating whether or not putting him at 150 is a good thing to do, because if I put him at 150, then I only need to do 120, which means just 1 attachment, and that gets him. I don't have to waste any E-powers. Ultimately, I think that's probably the right call. Again, just not wasting resources so that I can go off when he does decide to actually knock out the first Bolton. And the idea there, too, is like once he knocks that out, if I have enough energy in the discard, I can take a turn off, get Zeraora off, and hope that he doesn't have a way to knock the Zeraora out, because after that, his Pokemon are only doing 150. So if I can knock out the first one, get some energy in the discard for Zeraora, take 1 turn to power things back up, then maybe I can come back on the second tag team Pokemon, take the win. That's, I think, what's going through my head here. So I am getting energy into the discard with a quick ball, grabbing another Bolton. We're putting that down. I think we are debating whether or not we Dedenne here. I think we end up holding the Dedenne because we don't need it. I think we're doing the math here, saying if I hit him for 100, that's 150. It's only 120. Yeah, now I realize he has the turf field down. So that just means I need 1 attachment for turn on the next turn. Yeah, I think there's no reason to Dedenne this hand away. No reason to waste an E-Power. And once he knocks this Boltund out, probably on the next turn, that will put at least 3 energy in the discard. So the question will be, do I get 1 more energy in the discard to use Zero Aura, get 4, maybe 5 energy? So he's going to put down the Shaman Prism Star. Now that is actually one that worries me a little bit because that is a 1-prizer that could have the ability to knock out one of my Boltunds or my Zero Aura. That definitely is a card that is a little bit more concerning because it does not have the damage cap that his tag team Pokemon do have. So he's voltage beating onto the active here. But so he's putting 2 onto the active. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm telling him that it's hard to see the active. Oh, okay. So he's doing 2 onto the active. I can't remember if he attached onto that. Okay, so he's going to heal 30 damage with the first attack and do 150 to me. I think he's basically saying, okay, well, I know that if I heal 30 damage from this, you can't just attach an energy. You actually have to use another resource. I do have an E-Power in hand to take that knockout, which I don't think he realized. So that was what was going through his mind, is he didn't want me to just be able to attach knockout without wasting any other resources. Lucky for me, I had the E-Power in hand, and I have a Dedenne to just see more cards in general. So I have attachment, I have E-Power. I think the question for me is, do I use this Quick Ball to get another energy in the discard, knowing that I'll probably find it? Yeah, I think I just commit the energy here just to make sure I can get the KO. So right now I'm doing 130 plus 120 is 250, 280. So with that, I'm definitely getting the knockout. Yeah, I'm counting up the math right now. He's adjusting the camera. Oh boy. Yep. I'm just doing math now. I'm not sure why I didn't Dedenne. I think I was just waiting and saving that. Because I know he's going to get the knockout here with Shaman. I'm not sure why I didn't Dedenne here and just see more cards, but meh. You know, who knows what I have in hand. I have a Quick Ball in hand. That much I know. So he's using the Turf Field here. Let's see what he gets out. He's getting on another Rillaboom. I think he's just thinning his deck at this point. He's communicating it back in to grab, I believe, a Rillaboom V. Eventually, right? You need to see the Rillaboom V come out. Yeah, Rillaboom V comes out. And I think because Shaman has free retreat here, I think this is the turn he tries to Homing the GX attack. I can never remember the name of it, but it's the one that shuffles all my energy back in. Yeah, he's gonna double Rillaboom, put all that energy on board. It just needs 3 extra grass energy on top of the attack cost, which is 2 grass, 1 colorless. So he's got the 6 energy on board. He's gonna do that. Now we're debating whether or not the energy that gets shuffled in before or after the Pokemon is knocked out, and we landed on you resolve the effects of the attack before you check for knockout. So all the energy goes back in first, and then the Boltund dies. So I actually have less energy in the discard than I was expecting, which is not great. Not great here. So this is definitely a way for this deck to come back, for his deck to come back against my deck. Getting all of my energy out, making me take some extra turns off. And he's got a decent amount of energy on board at this point where, you know, that Shaman, if he has a switch or some other card in hand, that Shaman could maybe take a knockout because it does 30 times the amount of grass energy. And he has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grass energy plus the Rillabooms. So if he Rillabooms once, that puts him at 7, which is 210, which knocks out anything on my board. And unfortunately, this game, my Choo Choo tag team was prized, so I didn't have the option of, getting that out. So I am debating what to grab here. I quick ball. I'm not sure what I get. I think maybe I get the Boltoned out, or maybe I get the Eldegoss. Yeah, I think I grabbed the Boltoned out just to have another attacker. More things to power up with the Zero Aura. So now I have 3 energy in the discard, which is fine. I do need to find an attachment for turn for the Zero Aura. Yeah, I'm counting it right now. Yeah, we're going to Dedenne, get the 4th energy in the discard. Okay, that's good. So now I have an attachment for turn plus a research to get the 5th energy in the discard, so I can use full voltage GX to its full effect. So I can immediately come back, get 6 energy back in total onto the board. And then the question becomes, can they take a return knockout again on the Zero Aura? So I'm really speeding through this deck now. And I have the Eldegoss, so I could potentially get a supporter for the next turn. No need to put it down right now. I don't know if he's going to stamp me, so I'm full voltage GXing. Let's just attach these energies here. And I think debating whether or not I put anything onto a Dedenne. But I think it's fine to put it on a Dedenne at this point if they can bring it up. But yeah, I think I'm saying he's probably going to want to go after Zero Aura with Shaman. But I put it on the Bolton V because it's a little bit more difficult to grab a Bolton V. Really, you need customs or a boss's order. So as you can see, we went from no energy to 6 energy on board in 1 turn. Another amazing way that this deck can come back. He is tag calling here. I think he is debating what to grab with the tag call, but not sure exactly. I can't really remember what he does here. He's grabbing a Guzman Hala and a Malin Lana here. I don't know if he ends up using them. He uses Turfield. He's going to get the VMAX of the Rillaboom, which is pretty scary because he can start powering that Rillaboom VMAX up with those 2 Rillabooms that he has on his bench. Again, I just need to knock out this 1 tag team Pokemon, and that's game for me, right? So my game plan is still the same. I have Eldegoss in hand at the moment. He's going to try to put some energy onto the Rillaboom VMAX here. But I don't think he has enough energy in deck. I think what he's looking for is Energy Recycler, because he's already committed a ton of energy here to a variety of his Pokemon, some of which have gotten knocked out. So he's definitely in a tough spot. So he's just going to end up Marnieing here regardless. So I think he can put the Pokemon, the supporters he got with the tag call back onto the bottom of his deck because he doesn't need them. So he's drawing 5. I'm drawing 4. Couple of Acro Bikes, so even more turbo out of that. So I can hopefully find something that I need. He's going to straight up switch into this Shaman. And yeah, he's got 7, so he's got exactly what he needed. Yeah, he has exactly what he needed with the Shaman. What I said earlier, he needs to hit 210. So he's able to knock out the Zero Aura, go down to 2 prizes. So he just needs to knock out 1 thing, which with a Rillaboom VMAX on board, really it's, can he find the energy recyclers that he needs? He's going to attach return there. So yeah, that's really what he's looking for. That's his end game, is can he get the grass energy that he needs from the discard back into the deck, and then power up this Rillaboom VMAX to take it home. Because otherwise, I have to knock out the Shaman here because it has the ability to knock out any of my Pokemon, right? So I'm deciding to keep the E-Power because I don't think Super Scoop Up really matters. All right, we got a Volkner. Ooh, I think this is a hard one. I think I'm debating here what I go get. I might keep the Volkner just because it gives me more options to go find things that I might need. I think I grabbed the Speed Lightning here, though. I don't know. I can't remember if I changed my mind or not. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. I'm like, no. I'm going to take the Volkner here. Yeah, because it gives me more options. I can go grab something for a follow-up on the next turn, knowing that I can't necessarily gust up, you know, what I might need here, but we'll do what we can, right? So I think I have some energy in hand. Let's Volkner. Let's see what we get here. I think I am going to get lightning and probably a quick ball. That is my guess here, because if I get the quick ball, then I can go get the Eldegoss V, set things up for the next turn. Quick balling away an energy here. There's no way I can get that energy back at this point because I think I got rid of the Electro GX early in this game, which is not ideal, but the whole thing here for me is like, you know, I can't boss's order this turn, but can I boss's order the following turn? So this is me saying I have to take the Shaman out. You'll probably end up putting up the tag team Pokemon, which is exactly what I want. But if he can't find the energy recycle system, then it's going to be game over for him probably. Attaching to the Dene because it really doesn't matter. He just needs to be able to gust up one of my Pokemon to knock him out. I'm deciding to put the Eldegoss down early. Honestly, like, you probably could have held it, but I saw that he has Marnie, so I didn't want that Marnie. I wanted to make sure if I get Marnie, I get Marnie potentially into boss's order or a way to find it. I want it to be in my deck rather than have my Eldegoss somewhere in my deck. So I take the knockout here, go down to 2 prizes. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any Denes or easy 2 prizes on the bench for me. So I will have to stretch to find this knockout, but I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy on board. It takes 9 to knock it out, so I don't think there's any way, but he found the energy recycle system. Yeah, and he has everything he needs to knock out this Bolton V. So that's going to be it on that one. But yeah, that's going to do it for those games. So yeah, as you can see, you know, Bolton V has a lot of draw power. Obviously, it's a very turbo deck. It can get a lot of energy onto the board quickly between Zero Aura GX, Electro GX when it's only needed, really. But yeah, against a deck that shuffles all your energy back in, that's definitely a thing to watch out for. So yeah, I mean, that's always how that matchup's going to go. But I think in general, the Bolton V deck, I had a couple of weird starting hands, I'm not going to lie. But it's a really good deck. I hope y'all... let me put these headphones down. It's a really fun deck. Hopefully, you know, y'all test it out, play with it when it comes out. Let me know what you would change about the deck. Deck profile is out, link in the description. Thanks again to Kenny for doing this battle video with me. It was good to actually get that deck into a proper battle, see how it went. But that is going to do it for me. Yeah, I will see y'all in a future video. Carpe awesome.